Welcome to Success Superstars, episode number 233, and my special guest, the Idaho Business Review's Woman of the Year, Morgan Hoffman. Morgan, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. What an honor to be recognized by one of the business publications in your state. How did that feel?
Felt wonderful. Quite frankly, it was quite a surprise and very humbling for sure.
Well, it didn't happen by accident. So as a business leader, what are some of the traits you think that got their attention that identified you as the Businesswoman of the Year?
Well, one of the unique things that goes into this award is it considers your business accomplishments and achievements, but it also talks about leadership in the community, mentorship, and giving back to the community. So your nonprofit organizations or involvement in that area as well. So that was our three criteria and the items that they looked at when they were reviewing the applicants.
How do you give back to your community?
So I am the board president for a local nonprofit called NeighborWorks Boise, and we provide affordable housing for residents of our community, as well as provide financing for them to get into their first homes, help them stay in their homes. We have apartment complexes for low-income rentals. And then I'm also an active member and an ambassador for another nonprofit called the Women's and Children's Alliance, which helps women and children that are victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
Yeah. Now, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as someone who's obviously super busy, how do you find time to do additional volunteer work?
I think, as with anything, you just make the time. When it's your priority, you schedule it in your calendar and it just becomes something that becomes part of you. When things are in my calendar, they get done. So whether that's a business meeting with a client, whether that's a meeting with my family at home for dinner, or whether that's giving back to the community and volunteering in some manner, it's just part of who I am and what's important to me. So it gets scheduled like anything else.
Isn't that so true? I don't know if you've ever seen the Stephen Covey video where the big rocks, little rocks. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
when you put those big rocks in your jar first, then all the little rocks fill in. But if you let the little rocks take over, there's no room for the big rocks. And what you just described is you make those big rocks first in your calendar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, as we all know, the market is shifting, things are changing. Homes are no longer selling in 24 to 48 hours with 50 offers. That was never normal to begin with. And now we're starting to normalize out. Maybe it takes 30 to 45 days. Quite frankly, normal is 120 days. How are you yourself and your associates dealing with a shift in the market?
I think the biggest thing that I'm teaching to our agents and having discussions about daily is it is our job as the real estate agents and experts to control the narrative. People are coming to us to provide leadership, to provide expertise, to guide them, let them know what's going on, and not allow social media, the news, their cousin down the street, or whoever is giving them information. Make sure that you are the expert in the industry. When you can guide people and lead them with actual facts, you obviously need to know the market, know your numbers, know what's going on, but people are looking to you to guide them. So it's our job to control the narrative. It's our job to find opportunities in every market. There's always an opportunity. And if you stay positive and let them know about the opportunities, that's where you will succeed in a market like this.
Yeah. Morgan, I was talking with a very experienced agent yesterday who typically handles 4 to 5 listings. And even as experienced as she was struggling with having to service the listing. Remember when listings used to be on the market for 45 days, you actually have to service the listing. When it's 24 to 48 hours, you don't have to do much, but in 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, you have to service the listing. And are you spending some time with your experienced agents on the listing side on how to get back to servicing the listing in a proper way?
Definitely. It all comes back to communication with the client. That's the number one complaint that amongst the real estate community from clients is that they don't have communication. They see a sign in their yard, They don't know what's going on. Maybe a person trickles through here and there, but I've been teaching our agents and making sure to remind them that it's very imperative that we have systems in place. So whether that's a TC, whether that's an updating system, you need to be calling your clients at least twice a week. We recommend emailing them a seller update, then following up with a phone call on a different day so that you're getting multiple touches with them. But you definitely need to be stepping up your game in this market. Houses don't sell themselves, and it is up to you to remain in constant contact and communication with your clients so they know that you are working behind the scenes and you are doing things to move the needle in the market. What are you doing? You need to be communicating that with them. Give them showing feedback. It's amazing to me how many agents don't call other agents and ask what the feedback was. Try to resolve any concerns that buyer may have, or even that agent. That's valuable information, and we need to be providing that to the seller so they know what's going on and we can properly adjust if we need to, or just respond to the feedback that's coming in.
And that includes the price. I was just looking on a national basis, around 38% of all new listings have reduced their price in the last 7 days. And so coming off this market high where you could just stick any price out there and someone offers is coming to a quick end.
Well, and I think it's important to remind, especially agents. I read a study, I don't know if it was Association of Realtors, that over 50% of agents haven't been in the market more than 3 years. So I think it's really important for us experienced agents that have seen multiple ups and downs and different market shifts to bring some perspective to our fellow agents, to let them know the last 3 years wasn't normal. It was very emotional, abnormal market. And I remember taking listing agreements for a year at a time, and you hoped that it sold within the first 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But typically we expected it to be 3 or 4 months. And I know I'm having conversations daily with our agents that that's normal and it's okay. We don't need to rush to panic to, drastically reduce the price. That we need to bring perspective and calm, guidance to our clients, but we need to also know the numbers. But yeah, it's very common that it takes a couple of months to sell a home, and we just need to be prepared for that and know that it's normal and not panic in response.
Gosh, you brought me back to some old memories. 9-month to 12-month listing agreements used to be pretty common.
Yep.
What about the tools and the resources? With JPAR, we have our KV Core and our JPAR Core Connect, a number of tools. Are you taking advantage of those in this market to teach your agents how to level up their game?
Absolutely. We do a class called the Catapult program, which is a 5-week program here that's a strength-based training program to help agents find their unique talents and strengths. And the number one week that we cover with every single agent is getting your database in check. So KV Core is a phenomenal resource. The fact that we have it for free for our agents is astounding, and something that I think every agent needs to take part in. It is something, without a system and a database, you can't update your clients, you can't send out mailers. It's just the foundation of really any industry, but especially our industry right now. There's so many tools in there that will automatically update your clients. You can have birthday reminders, you can have drip campaigns for certain neighborhoods if you're doing an open house or have a listing in that neighborhood. It's just, once you get that set up, it's amazing how far that can catapult your business and make things streamlined and a lot easier to use. But if you don't have it organized in a system, I promise you weeks, months will go by that you won't maintain contact with your clients. And if you're not doing it, there's plenty of other realtors out there that are in front of them.
That's what I always say. If you're not following up, someone else is, right? The other tool that we get so much positive feedback from our agents on is the Hurdler financial app that allows all of our agents as a JPAR member benefit to track their mileage, track their personal and business expenses. The average agent loses about $5,000 of deductions because of poor paperwork and poor tracking. The Hurdler app helps them take advantage of that and maximize their business opportunity.
Definitely. We go through every year when I send out 1099s to the agents in the office, I get a million questions back. Oh, I didn't expect to pay this much in taxes, or, oh, I forgot I made that much money and I spent it all on, marketing and random things. I love the Hurdler app because you're able to track it throughout the year. So you have expectations, right. Make sure you're setting aside the proper amount of money for taxes and utilizing those tax deductions. It's a huge advantage. The fact that we have that for our agents as well is just so monumental. So I definitely recommend every agent tunes into that. It's really easy once you get it set up, and you just add things as you go. If you get a closing and a commission check, just throw it in there. Automatically calculates everything for you. Mileage is another one. We all do our taxes at the beginning of the year and run out to our car and go, I don't know, I think I put that many miles on this year.
Right.
But it's a really easy way to just keep track of that and take it off your plate come tax season.
Yeah, super easy. And for the super analytical ones, there's a few of you out there listening in, but for the super analytical ones, you can actually do an expense down to the listing level. You can track expenses to your listing at 123 Main Street if you choose to. Most of us don't, but there's a few of you that want to, actually track income and expense to the client level, and it goes that deep as well. Well, Morgan, it's such a joy to have you on the show and to have you in the JPAR network as an influential industry leader. Any last words of wisdom for the audience before we wrap up today?
I think the biggest thing is just make sure you're surrounding yourself with positive people as the market shifts. It's very important to also, we need to control the narrative for our clients, but we also need to control our environment, who's coming in and who's affecting our outlook on things. It's very important as well to have consistency, create a schedule. It's very easy in shifts like this to kind of get off track, and before you know it, a week or a month's gone by and you haven't really done a lot of the activities that you're supposed to. And these are the times that we have extra time. Not everything is so urgent. We've got time to put systems in place, be consistent with them, provide value, and I promise you will succeed in this market.
Well, there we go. Well, that's a wrap for this episode. Morgan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And until we see you again, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. Take care.